Okay guys, we also have to address the elephant in the room. Yes, I added sky sharks to the tier list. Welcome to a new tier list for Supervive 1.0, where we'll be talking about everything that I've learned about all of the new changes and how this impacts the hunters in the meta. This will be catered to people around the medium to high tier MMRs. And then, of course, I'll be adding notes that will be helping everybody out in all different categories of hunters. So to start us off, I want to highlight the dunkers. This is what most people are talking about, but this is also because the map is huge now. There's a lot more abyss, there's a lot more stretches, a lot of things you can do differently on the map now. And the dunkers, for the people that don't know, they have abilities, aka something that can smack you down into the abyss and you will instantly die. For example, I'm not placing them in C tier, I'm just showing them. We have Brawl, we have Kingpin, we have Jin, we have Wukong, and we do our Oath, but it's a little bit more of a niche one. I'll get to that, and we'll get to the dunkers first. Now the thing with this is that Brawl has a little bit harder of a dunk to hit than others. He has two spots. He has a sweet spot, which will then instantly kill the enemy over abyss if he hits it. But he has also around the edges, which is slightly stronger knockback. And if you forget to glide, you will die, but you can survive it. It's not like you will instantly die. All of these have in common that there are low range, or they are like melee hunters. So a lot of melee / low range hunters has dunk. Not everybody, but this is to compensate that they struggle over abyss against people that are ranged that can easily keep their distance. But if these guys manage to get onto you, they will have an advantage over abyss. So all of these guys easily are gonna be in A tier. Now, when we look at like the placing on the tier itself, I won't be like super on point of like placing the correct order, or like you get what I mean. But this is like all of the dunkers are doing really good now. Now, I do think some of the dunkers will slightly fall down as people get more used to the game, because there's just more base. It is very new and people will be caught off guard by it. But the more people get used to it, I feel like some of this will probably go down. Most notably, probably Oath, as Oath is not like the best ranked hunter. He's very tanky, he can deal some decent damage, but his ult is the one that is dunk, so it's negated by being an ultimate ability, which you don't have available as often, and you need to hit a very tight spot close to himself when he first activates the ult, which is a lot harder to hit than the others and less available. So this is one, like, I'll clearly have him on the bottom. But he has good carry potential. Like, he has sustain, even though he's tanky, he can still deal a decent amount of damage. So he's still up in A tier with the others. Many of the others here, for example, KP and Jin, like Jin specifically, is really good over abyss, but he really struggles on land. So there's some clear weaknesses and strengths of the different hunters. Kingpin has really benefited a lot from the armor changes, being able to get bungee and grapple, but it as well deals a lot less damage. But this is like, the dunkers are all in A tier here for their various reasons. Now, some of you like, aren't Wukong like S tier? He's good. He's pretty good. He's up there, but there is only one S tier hunter. I will get back to that. Like, I can be kind of like, put him up here. He's really strong, deals a lot of damage, good mobility, dunking power. I'm a little bit biased as well, as he easily gets countered by Kingpin, as I play a lot of Kingpin. But these are all very solid in A tier here. Now, let's get through the rest of the roster. Bibo. Bibo is really good, but really hard to master. I'm gonna put Bibo, B for Bibo, because his kit is very hard. He can deal good damage, he has good mobility, but the way to carry with Bibo is that you need a lot of hours, because there's a lot of niche tricks, there's a lot of creative tools that you need to be able to use to actually carry with him. If you are extremely good on Bibo, it can be oppressive, feeling like an S tier. But if you're new and you just want to pick up a hunter that can get a lot of value, Bibo is not going to give you the instant value, as you need a lot more playtime. But his kit is solid and is doing really well for himself. B for Bishop will also be joining up here. Bishop is in a slightly weaker spot as they nerfed her RMB max, so the RMB is now smaller, which is a great nerf. People were hating that, so this is awesome that they removed it. They also buffed the punch, giving it a little bit ground, which means it's harder to get away from the punch. Her kit is solid and very well-rounded overall, good mobility, damage. The kiting on this hunter is also really, really good. But lacks a little bit of not being able to completely one-shot people, as TTK now, aka time to kill, is higher. Everybody technically deals a little bit less damage, so people that try to play more around burst will also be slightly weaker. But I can see a lot of B hunters will also be able to slightly get back up on A. It's not like there's not a big gap between A and B, but it's like the clear differentials of how the games are looking right now. As many of the B hunters will also be able to rise to A when we see people get used to, for example, the dunk hunters. Carbine is one of the range hunters I want to put up in A tier. Reason why is because of his consistent DPS is really good, and his mobility and be able to secure kills. His ultimate can execute a wisp, which is really good, and he is also decent over the abyss, where he can set up his drone cage, which is a good peeling tool, and being able to shoot from a good range with long claw. So Carbine's consistent and good DPS really benefits currently from the meta. Celeste. It's not C for Celeste, it is B for Celeste. Celeste is very good and well-rounded hunter. She takes time to get the carry out because she relies a lot on her passive. You know, applying her LMBs will stack like small shards and feels like it deals 0 damage. But when they explode, they will deal a lot more damage. So slow-paced fights are more important, but the control aspect of Celeste is really good, but it takes time to activate. So this is also though really good over Abyss, as she can hold her distance really well. She can cancel out dunks with her ult because she becomes invulnerable. So it's really good to be able to like bait out abilities, and the shards are really hard to see over Abyss. Her Abyss fighting is really good. For Krista is also up in B tier here. We're starting to see a little bit of a pattern. Krista is a very solid hunter. She's a burst hunter though. And burst hunters currently are struggling a little bit more. Krista is also a hunter that doesn't benefit super from armory, from what I've been seeing and from what I've been hearing from people, as her relics and choices of items isn't really benefiting her as much as other hunters. But her burst potential is still very good, but you need to land everything. She was more forgiving before, as you can like miss stuff in there and there, still deal a lot of damage, but you need to hit a lot more abilities to be able to deal the consistent damage to actually blow somebody out, because it takes more time. But that's good overall. Then over to Eluna, the bunny. Bunny C tier. Now, if you're very new to the game, it might feel like Eluna is really, really good. But the thing is, the more experienced you get to the game, the easier it is to control wisps, because she relies a lot on helping her allies get back up again when they get wisp, when they get knocked. But the thing is, like, there's a lot of good hunters to just execute wisp, or you can just stand on the wisp. Even though Eluna ultimate is on the wisp, you can stand on it together with teammates to stomp the wisp quicker before the ultimate even gets off. And this is something you'll see like the more and more experience you get in the game. And the Luna is kind of like an opposite support, where stuff like Eva and Seth and Oath are good at keeping you from becoming knocked, but the Luna is kind of relying on you getting knocked to get you in a good spot, or else some of her abilities are kind of weak. But she's not terrible by any means, but she's comparably weaker than other hunters. Then we have Eva. Eva is seeing some bugs, which means that she's good at fighting, but she takes time to be able to activate to get into fighting. her RMB, her orbs, doesn't work on a lot of stuff. So purely because of her issues with that, I'm going to put her in C tier for now. Now, instantly when a lot of those small issues will get fixed with Eva, she'll be back up in B tier. But currently, she's seeing less play because of struggling to play versus PvE, taking a lot of time with that. Of course, you can get help from your allies, but if you're a solo queue player trying to play with Eva, struggling to communicate and play with your teammates, this might be very strugglesome to play right now. But I assume already next patch, this will be a lot better for Eva. Felix is an interesting case. Felix is terrible early game. Terrible. He deals no damage. He does nothing. He's just a little guy. But in late game, when he's gotten his relics and his stats and he's got his level upgrades, he's really good. So you have a mix where you are really weak early game, but you like potentially can argue like really good late game. So that's why like you kind of have to have him in the middle ground. But he's in a spot where if you feel confident about like farming early, staying safe, playing it slow and want to like scale into late game, then Felix is the guy for you. But it takes time and patience to be able to unlock his true potential. So I would say like be cautious about picking Felix, but you can still get good value out of him. Ghost is really solid, consistent DPS, but it's not like top tier. A lot of the range hunters in general are benefiting a lot from being able to get air blast really easy. The knockbacking relic, which is super good for peeling. So it's really good for survivability. Again, Ghost also not with a lot of mobility, but you can get grabby potentially very easy. But in general, his damage and his mobility is solid, but will often in ranked environments struggle against like these guys, which is kind of like taking over the meta right now. So again, another type of a hunter that can see rise when people get more used to the dunking aspect of the game and like the high mobility hunters. Hudson, my boy. The abyss is not kind to him. Sure, he can hold LMB and RMB and try to shoot a lot over the air and hover with his shift, but he's very slow. He's very easy to get onto. When he holds his RMB, he gets slowed, so he does not benefit from the fast-paced gaming that is going on right now in ranked. So he's easily caught out. He's easily taken down. Probably needs a little bit of love. He's been struggling for a while, in my opinion, at least. Jewel is solid. Again, joining the rest of the hunter block in here, has a lot of burst potential, but then again, she's in the same boat as Krista, where you're trying to rely on the one-shot thing, but it's harder to one-shot people in general. But you still have good mobility and being able to stack a lot of people up with lightning bolt, dashing through everybody. You still deal good damage, but you're also dependent on your teammates to kind of help finish the job in many of the cases. So patience there. We'll see if some of her like stats tunings will help her, or if it kind of just becomes a thing where she needs more experience to be able to know how her kill thresholds will be able to get her more success, basically. Myth is not seeing much play at all. That is a combination of bugs and actually it's kind of just bugs from what I'm hearing. A lot of people are saying that Myth is really struggling at the moment because of bugs. Hopefully this will already be fixed for next patch. The funny thing about Myth, and I think also a lot of people are happy about this, is that Myth was dominating hunter in the meta for many months. Now she's got it down here, and you know, it's fine. You know, it's actually kind of fine to like mix it up a bit. I think the moment all of the bug issues with Myth is fixed, she will probably already be here again. So she will be quickly back up. So, you know, it's kind of fine. So if you like Myth, if you like and enjoy Myth, practice her, get used to her, because she will, in my opinion, probably quickly rise up again when a lot of her issues are fixed. Then Saros is surprisingly fun with Longclaw. I checked out his range. His R&B range is big, but if you behind the R&B range with a long claw. It is insane how long you can shoot. Now, of course, when people get onto him, he struggles a lot more, so his mobility is on the lower end side. But his poke, his sniping possibilities are absolutely insane. So if you like snipers, try out Saros with Longclaw, you might be surprised. But he's also in the boat of being in the B tier, a lot of good damage, range is really good, but when they're on you, like these guys want to be and can easily get onto you now with armory system, getting the grabbies, you will often die, so be careful about that. Then we get to Shiv. Holy, Shiv is strong, guys. This is the S tier hunter. This is S for Shiv, basically, literally. Shiv is so strong now. Her damage, her mobility, her range, like one of her weaknesses before was that she's low range. She needs to get in your face. But because of Longclaw, her range is now also really good, which makes it really hard to play for her. Even these guys, like these struggle against Shiv. She's so good at peeling, engaging, playing over base, rooting, anything. Like, if you want to win games, learn Shiv. Shiv is really strong right now. Probably the best hunter in the game. Oh, no, she is the best hunter in the game. So if you want to win games, learn Shiv. She's bonkers. Shrike. Shrike is an interesting case where I think she benefits a lot from the armory. I've been shitting on Shrike for a while. I've been shitting on her for a while. But I gotta notice that she's benefiting a lot from the peeling stuff that you can have easily access to through the armory. She's also in the boat of kind of like in between here. But the thing is, there's two things. I would love to kind of have her on the, like, honestly, I might do it. Because the thing is, her burst is a lot better than the other burst hunters. But she has some clear weaknesses. But some of the weaknesses are now negated by being able to get stasis and air blast really easy. The thing is that she's very telegraphed. Her shift ability is very slow. You can still punish that if the other relics are not available. And her LMBs are very predictable because she will have a bar over her head, which shows when she shoots, because you need to like load up the LMB. It's not instant. So it is like, I'm on the fence of having her here, but I do think that Shrike has a lot more to her. But she's also needing peel and help from others. So like if I were to actually like think about the order very much, she would either be top B here or like bottom A. But then like I am not super picky about the order, but you can like kind of say that this makes sense in general. But I do think she's in a better spot overall. Might like, yeah, I'm on the fence of this one, but you know what? I think Shrike mains are finally smiling for once. Finally. Void. Void is a slow hunter, and he is a hunter that was really benefiting from being able to one-shot people when he hits stuns. But now with a higher TTK, it takes a lot more time to kill, so just getting an ultimate doesn't even guarantee kill, especially in 1v1s. So you're more reliant on having teammates around you. So I would say that I'm surprised. I thought he would be stronger, but the TTK changes did impact him a lot. So I would also put him in C tier, also because of how slow he is. Over Abyss, he struggles, because his shift ability is a teleport. He's a really cool hunter, he's a really creative hunter. His kit is very different, but he does struggle in the fast-paced, ranked environment, which means that he needs help. He needs a little bit of help of other people if you want to like get him consistently. Then we have Seth. Seth is surprisingly good. He is dealing a little bit less damage, but if you play around this passive, marking enemies and bursting that mark, he is really good. His healing is solid, his mobility is good, of course struggling a little bit more over the beast than others, but I would say he's up here in A tier with the others. It's a very interesting like mix overall, but his 1v1 potential is really high. Yeah, sure, he's a support, but he can carry. He's a carry support basically. And then we gotta talk about the elephant in the room. Yes, I added sky sharks to the list because why is it so broken to just go level 1, drop on sky sharks and just drive on people? Why is it so broken? I don't know why, but they need to be here. They need to be here. There is something with them, and then being able to just run around, super high mobile. I'm calling him a hunter. Guys, use sky sharks early. You can hit enemies and deal a bunch of damage and knock them around. I think people are still underutilizing and not realizing how strong the sky sharks are in game. But that will be it for the tier list. I hope you guys enjoy. If you have any questions, feel free to comment it. Make sure you like and subscribe, as I'll be planning a lot of different videos coming out to help out new and experienced people in Supervive. So hope you guys enjoy and see you guys on the breach. Peace.